We open up the phone lines and say, listen, we want to hear from y'all. Call ourselves the People's College Football Show. You can't be that without involving the people. So 629-888-3931 is where you can call us, leave a voicemail. I asked y'all yesterday, via my Twitter page. Tennessee fans, sound off, man. The floor is yours. Let us know how you feel. We got a couple of calls to run through here, but let's start with one of our viewers in Knoxville. Actually, two of our viewers in Knoxville that are questioning if Nico Iamaleava was even worth the NIL package he was getting in Knoxville to begin with.
Hey, my name's Hunter Musa. Calling in from Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm a diehard Tennessee fan. Just calling to talk about Nico Iamaleava. I truly just think he's greedy. I mean, truly he doesn't deserve $4 million. I mean, he's already getting paid 2.5. I mean, that's pretty good for a 20-year-old, but I mean, I just don't think he deserves it. He didn't really show too much. He has a lot of potential, but he just didn't show too much. I wish him the best. My sister has something to say about it. My little sister, she's 12. So, I mean, there you go.
So Nico Iamaleava really just does if he really wants $4 million, to just go hand off the ball. I mean, I can do it too, just the way he did. I mean, $4 million, give me $4 million, so you just go hand off the ball, just the same way he did.
Hey, you heard it here. Heard it here, JD. Have a good one.
I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but a 12-year-old girl is making a valid case when you talk about how often Tennessee ran the football last year. I think a lot of Tennessee fans feel the same way as her. Tennessee last year was top 5 in America when it came to rush attempts per a game. Now, Tennessee also ran a whole lot of plays because of how they run their offense up-tempo, NASCAR fast, but the point I think is fair that they're making. Nico Iamaleava was getting $2.5 million and then wanted $4 million. Now, the reason why that happened is because the market moved. Okay, you see Carson Beck making what he's making, upwards of $3 million. Darian Mensah at Duke making a lot of money, also in that $3 million plus range. So I think from Iamaleava's side, he's saying, hey, they are making that. We made the playoff with me. I'm back for another year. Like, hey, pay up. I think there is something to acting as expensive as you're able to be. The thing with Nico was always potential, right? It was always the tools. And that's still a thing with him. He could still have an awesome career in college football. The thing I think with him is you got to figure out the camp and you got to figure out some of these things that you saw last year with just not being able to totally, from what I could gather at least, process everything he was seeing on the field in real time against some of those really elite defenses. But the point remains, the guy's got a ton of physical ability. But I think if you're a Tennessee fan, you say, no, we shouldn't be paying you. We should be paying our defense. We should be paying our offensive line. We should be paying our running back room from last year. Dylan Sampson, we should have given him an extra bonus on his way out the door. Not Nico Iamaleava. Nico Iamaleava played his role. I want to be careful how I say this because I do think that he did a good job last year. But if I'm a Tennessee fan saying he deserves $4 million, he was not the reason for all our success last year. Good player, great ceiling, a lot of potential, but $4 million? I don't know if I believe he is owed that much money. So I think there's a lot of validity to what our friends in Knoxville are saying there when it comes to how much money he should have been paid in 2025, all right? Well, Owen wants to sound off from Virginia. He's fed up with this, man. Take a listen.
Hey, JD. Hey, man. This is Owen out here in Virginia. Just wanted to say I'm a huge Vols fan. This is ridiculous, man. I mean, what is going on with college football? Give it a break.
Oh, and I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. Give it a break. This is not the college football we all grew up with. And it's tricky because this is the college football that we're starting to step into, and we still love it. We still enjoy it. This is still something that every single fall Saturday we will be dialed into, much like you, Owen. But the thing is, I'm with you, dude. This is not what college football was built on. And I think a lot of people that are new to college football in this space, that are new fans, are saying, what's the big deal? Kids are getting paid. It's a good thing, right? Of course it's a good thing. But the thing that makes us sick is it was never about the kids getting paid that made this sport special. What made it special, what made it different from the NFL, was passion for your school, loyalty to your school, purity of the Saturday sport, which was we go to school to get developed for the professional level. I love NIL in and of itself. but I don't think that where we're headed with the lack of regulation is sustainable. Now, I say that. I also want to reiterate this. I don't think the lack of regulation is a fair answer as to why this is going how it's going. Like, yeah, maybe it would have helped provide some guardrails. But again, I just think regardless of the regulation you put in place or the guardrails or whatever rules you put in there, if you're the NCAA or powers that be, bad decisions will still be made by people. There will still be bad choices made. And from what I can tell here, this is a bad choice from Nico, a bad choice from Nico's camp, bad advice at the very least to say, we think we're worth more. We're gonna go ahead and call your bluff, Tennessee. Tennessee, in return, calls his bluff and says, go ahead and walk. We'll see you. Don't let the door hit you. More power to Tennessee. It's tough because it's a weird college football headline. The unfortunate part of this is that we talked to Marcus Freeman later in the show. This has been happening for a while, dude. Stuff like this has been happening for a minute in college football. This is just the most public version of it. This is just something now that we're getting to see play out in real time. It's a very ugly breakup, but people have had situations like this happen for a long time in their locker rooms, and it's gross. I hope we don't see more of it. I hope now, this is important, I hope that Josh Heupel and Tennessee overall setting the precedent of saying, actually, no, we're not playing ball with you if that's how you want to operate. You can walk, and we'll figure it out on our own. We protect our culture and this brand and this university too much for you to just whip us around like this. We're not doing that with you. I hope that precedent is something that other teams and coaches and organizations see and follow suit. So, Owen, I hear you. I don't love it, but I wonder and I hope and I'm optimistic that Josh Heupel putting his foot down and saying, nuh-uh, that'll empower other places to maybe nip this trend a little bit in the bud here as we move forward in the future of what college football is. Got Aiden from Chattanooga. He wants to sound off a little bit on what's next for Tennessee, and he's not 100% sure this was a Nico decision or Nico's at fault in this whole thing.
JD, this is Aiden Elsey from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I guess my thoughts on this were we were Lane Kiffin out of this situation. I do believe that we probably should not have let him go for, $2 million, especially when we're sitting here offering $4 million for a transfer portal, but him not showing up to practice, that's Big Nick's problem. That's not Nico's problem. That's not Josh Heupel's problem. I really think all of the blame comes down to Big Nick. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks.
So Aiden there is referring to Nico Iamaleava's dad. He's saying that he is the person giving him advice. He thinks he's at fault. I hear where you're coming from, Aiden. I also hear where you're coming from where you say, hey, man, $2-ish million. If you're getting right around $2 million for your deal right now, if $2 million keeps you at Tennessee, we're good for it. Should we just pay the guy? It wouldn't have been the last time, man. It wouldn't have been the last time. Like, you would have had to pay him again whenever he came back for you in November or the college football playoff or whenever. So I don't think it would have been just a quick fix. Hey, here's the money. We're good. No, it wouldn't have been that. I also would say, to your point around it being someone else's fault other than Nico's, what happens when he goes pro? What happens when he has someone else in his ear tell him, hey, actually, you deserve more money. You should go somewhere else. Actually, don't show up for OTAs. Actually, don't show up for preseason. Actually, don't. Where does it stop? And so, to me, I keep saying this. I think the blame falls on Nico. Not so much directly to where it was his idea to ask for more money or it was his idea to miss Friday practice. That, to me, doesn't track with everything we've heard about the kid. But at some point in time, you're not a kid. You're going to be 21 years old. You got to take it. You got to take ownership of your own career, because when it's all said and done and you are at the alumni events for wherever your final college is, and you're back at the country club, playing golf, whatever it is, and people talk about your career, they're not talking about your camp. They're not talking about what your dad told you to do or not do. They're talking about you and what you've done on the football field. You're responsible for your career. And so this is harsh. Y'all, it's the real world. Talking about guys making millions of dollars. If we're trusting you to pay you this much, we should trust you to make your own decisions. That's how I feel about it. Not that you can't have an agent, not that you can't have family speak into it and give you good advice. I really, really feel like this was a Nico thing. And I hope now for Nico, this is an alarm clock of sorts to say, hey, I got to own my stuff. I got to own my career. Because if I don't, how many more schools am I playing for? That's how I feel about it. One more call for you here. Another caller saying, in the same vein, maybe should have kept Nico, but maybe even a little more bleak of a outlook here on the future for Tennessee football.
Hello, JD.
Kelson coming in here needs Tennessee. I'd just like to point out, I'm hurt. I thought Nico was going to be that guy. And, I never thought this would happen. $4 million, might be pricey. I think Tennessee should have kept him, to be honest with you. Sorry if you hear NCAA in the background. I'm doing a little Duke Dynasty. But, I ain't gonna lie, I'm hurt. And after watching the spring game, I think they might be cooked, JD. I think they might be cooked. I'm not gonna lie to you. They might be cooked.
Now listen, I don't know if Tennessee's cooked. All right, Jake Slinger still on that roster. George McIntyre still on that roster. Two what I would say is very capable quarterbacks. Think they could be the answer for you. Two, George McIntyre looked pretty good in that spring game. I'll say that. Jake Merklinger also had a good spring game. Very vanilla. I don't want to take too much from a spring game. But what I will say is if you had paid him the money, like I had just said, it wouldn't have just created a problem for you in the sense that you got to answer to him in the future when they ask for more money, because that would have happened. Hear me clearly. It would have happened in the future. Think about what that would have done to your locker room, to your culture. It would have set the precedent that anybody can go just walk up to the coaching staff and ask for more money. It's not a good thing, dude. It's not a way you want to live your life. I'll also say this too, speaking to maybe Tennessee being cooked. I'm sorry you feel that way. It's April, so let's all calm down a little bit. But I will say Josh Heupel has proven he can win different ways, dude. He can win different ways. One with Hendon Hooker, one with Joe Milton. Made the playoff last year with Nico Iamaleava. Like Nico, again, he didn't light the world on fire. What excited you was always his tools and his potential. You didn't see that really show up last year. 19 touchdowns, 5 picks. Good numbers. I think you can find that in the portal. Again, I think Tennessee is going to be a portal destination. So Josh Heupel, I wouldn't put it past him to find a way to make it work, whether it's Merk Slinger, George McIntyre, transfer portal quarterback. They're going to be okay, especially if they're running the football how they did last year, especially if they're playing at that level on the defensive line next season. Tennessee's going to be okay. Hear me clearly. Will they make the playoff? TBD. But long-term now, Tennessee is going to be in better shape. I'm talking about past 25, 26, 27, beyond, because of Josh Heupel and this team taking a stand saying, nope, not how we do things. Power T is too important. Place too important. Our culture's too important. We're not doing that. So I hear the idea that maybe it would have been the easy route to just keep him and pay him or whatever. Y'all, the easy route is never usually going where you want it to go. So that's kind of the way we feel about that. But appreciate y'all sounding off, man. 629-888-3931. Give us a call. Give us your takes, whether it be on Nico, whether it be on college football in general. Like, just shoot us a call, shoot us a voicemail, and we'll make sure we get to you and have it on the show.